Welcome to another bolt action battle report. It's 1250 points, early war Germans against the British Expeditionary Force. Right, welcome to this 1250 points game of bolt action. The skirmish battle here, we're going to try out one of the story scenarios from the 3rd edition rulebook for bolt action. Early war Germans, I'm going to take command of these, and then I think for the first time on the channel we're going to see Aaron's British Expeditionary Force. So it's Germans against British here in this scenario. So running through the German list first of all, as I have an armoured platoon. I guess the rifle platoon is your core, but we'll go the armoured platoon there just at the back. So 3 Panzer IIs with their 20mm autocannons and coaxial machine gun. Then 2 Panzer Is been taken as well with their twin machine guns. Then I have an artillery platoon, just a small one, officer, and then a man with an SMG. They've got a Pak 36 37mm anti-tank gun and the short stubby 75mm field gun being taken as well. And the main bulk of the army is the rifle platoon. So officer and 2 men. Sniper team. This is an aerial spotter and an extra man, so I call in air support. And then 4 Hair infantry squads. All the army here is regular, everything's regular that you see. So 3 squads of 8, 1, 2, and then 3. So an LMG being taken in each of those squads. So squads of 8, the rest are equipped with rifles, including the NCO. And then a full squad of 10 with a light machine gun, and they're going inside the half track, and that has a machine gun on that. So that's the list for the Germans. Quite sort of Blitzkrieg light tank themed, with good infantry support is the idea. Different style when we take a look at the British. And then we have one of our top tier supporters on the channel. He played as one of the German tank commanders, so we'll continue on with that one. So it's Michael Tonks, or Michael von Tonks here. We're going to make him the commander here of the tank, so he'll be the model with the commander just sticking out the top turret. So that's the list for the Germans. For all of your bolt action, do check out the Warlord Games website, and you can get your models from them. Links in the video description below. It's an affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything to use that link, but when you do, it does help support the channel in a small way. So link below for Warlord Games. Great website, and they do have their own sales and discounts and deals going on, so you can check them out for bolt action and all the other vast array of games they do there as well. And then I'll also mention Gaming Squared. Again, link for them in the video description below. They are experts at 3D printing. And so all my tanks, actually, the Panzer IIs and the Panzer Is, I absolutely love these tanks. These are all 3D printed, would you believe? Fantastic quality. So Gaming Squared, link for them below. You can get the Panzer Is, Panzer IIs, and a wide range of other tanks, all 3D printed, available from them from their eBay store. They're shipping worldwide, and as you can see, they paint up really nice. So that's Gaming Squared, link for them below. Alright, so 1250 points of British Expeditionary Force. This is Aaron Allen's collection. First time we've seen him on the channel. And we're going to let him go through this list in some detail. So I'll give you the points, values, and so on for this force. Theme for this one, lots of riflemen. Just a spread, like trying to represent.
Yeah, just a lot of riflemen generating a lot of order dice to be able to capture objectives. Basically was what it was going for. Decent bit of artillery support and few tanks.
Yeah, no,
nice
just trying.
Units.
So it's nice narrative theme. Yeah. Okay, so Aaron can run through what he has.
Okay, so first of all, I've got 2 rifle platoons. We have a platoon commander in each, supported by 2 infantrymen. That's 50 points for the command. Then we have 2 rifle squads, 10-man rifle squads. There's light machine gunner in there with an NCO, so that's full 10-man squads.
The LMG was a Bren, right?
Bren, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. Then we have a heavy weapons platoon over here. Again, we have a platoon commander and 1 infantryman supporting. We have a medium mortar, 2 medium machine guns, and the mortar has a spotter. So the heavy weapons platoon, the command comes out at 40 points. The medium machine guns are 50 points each, and 55 for the mortar team with spotter.
Yes, similar for the Germans. You pay 45 for the mortar, then an extra 10 points to take the observer. Yep, gotcha. Okay.
So then we have an artillery platoon. Again, same platoon commander with infantry, so 40 points, and 2 light howitzers. They have gun shields and spotters, and they come in at 65 points each.
Okay. Did you mention they can fire?
Yes, they can fire either as indirect, as artillery pieces, or they can fire as anti-tank guns as well, which makes them quite versatile.
Okay.
Then in the back we have the armoured platoon. We have a Daimler Dingo, which has the command vehicle special rule. It comes in at 70 points. Then we have a Matilda Mark II infantry tank at 155 points, and a Vickers light tank at 85 points. Yeah, and just to finish off the list, we have the artillery observer.
Add some special rules to the British to make them. There's something about artillery or something with them they get.
Yes, so the artillery observer gets to call in a second barrage.
That's right.
Yeah.
So in some of the games we've played that we haven't filmed, Aaron's used these very well to try and disrupt the enemy attacks coming through. And there's another rule about it's like an optional choices.
So the national characteristic. For this list, I've gone for rapid fire. So all my rifle armed regular infantry units, so these infantry are all regular, will roll a bonus dice when shooting. So for every 3 men shooting with a fire order, I get an extra dice.
Okay. And the general tactics for the army is to quite defensive, break up the enemy attack, and then move out after that. Okay,
if that's what's required. Yeah.
Okay, and generally, historically, that was the way the British operated. They weren't as well organised for the attack, I think, with like Blitzkrieg and so on.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the list here. Fantastic. Now these models run along the front. These are all Warlord games. The metal ones that they do for the British. The guns are from them.
They are, yeah.
Mortars.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, check out Warlord Games, link for them in the video description below for that affiliate link. And then for the tanks, we're running some 3D prints.
The Matilda is Warlord Games, the Vickers and the Dingo are 3D prints.
Okay. So I'm just going to pick this one up here. Plastic. I was expecting this to be resin and metal. All right, so this is the plastic one. So Italiari then, right?
Yes.
From Warlord Games. Right, nice. Yeah, Warlord Games are paired up with Italiari, which I've always liked their kits for a long, long time. But they're making some of the kits now for the tanks, Warlord Games. So that's the Matilda Mark II, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's the list for the British Expeditionary Force. Looking forward to seeing them in games on the channel. And perhaps the expansion of the army here. Once you start collecting an arms race soon begins. You start spotting things that you need to get a hold of to change the list around and so on. But I look forward to Aaron using these in games in a classic matchup as they take on the Germans. So these models are painted up by Aaron. If you want your own painting commission work, Aaron is available to take on painting commissions. So if you like the look of what he's done here, and he's been busily painting up units from different gaming systems as well, Napoleonics and so on, then what we'll do is leave Aaron's email in the video description below. You can get in touch with him for your own painting commission work. So for this scenario, we are playing one of the story scenarios. It's a nice narrative one for this Blitzkrieg campaign. We're playing the first one here, Envelopment it's called. So for this one, it's a 12-inch deployment zone for the defender, which narratively we're going to play the British for this one. So the yellow dice marking the deployment zone for Aaron's force. And basically, you've got the Germans, the attacker will try and break through to get inside the enemy deployment zone, also get units off the board. That's where the points can come in for them. We'll run through the points, the way it works in just a moment. You can deploy up to, at least half of your army. So Aaron's put these units out here on the board to try and repel the German attack. The flanks are secure, so you can't outflank with reserves here, so you can go up to your edges without the fear of flankers coming onto the board. So we've got 2 rifle sections across here. The officer for them is here.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Field guns are here with the officer in between. Matilda's going to start the game on the board on this road. Daimler Dingo, command vehicle just parked next to it. Got the Vickers just tucked in here against the hedge. And then these are the observers, 1 and 2 from the field guns.
From the field guns, yeah.
And then not in the terrain but tucked in behind is the artillery observer for the British. So that leaves the 2nd rifle platoon in reserve, officer 2 squads, and then officer, spotter, and the heavy weapons platoon in reserve as well. Aaron going to keep those off the table. For the Germans, quite straightforward. Everything I have is going to go first wave here for the Germans. So a few extra rules in this scenario. The preliminary bombardment will most likely occur. It's a 2-up, and that will go ahead. A chance to put some pins, maybe a little bit of damage on some of the units that start the game on the board. Then we also have the hidden special rule, which could apply to some of Aaron's units here already deployed on the table. And then for the first turn, so Aaron's got his units. Germans will bring on everything they have in the first wave on turn 1. Aaron then has the reserves, which can then start arriving at turn 2. And then for victory conditions for this game, for the Germans, we get, for every unit we destroy, get a point. At the end of the game, for every unit that is within or partially within the deployments in the 12-inch deployment zones, we have 2 points. Or if we can get units off the board, removed from play, it's 3 victory points. So a real breakthrough would bring about victory for the Germans. We're just discussing this scenario though. If the Germans rush off with a number of units and then leave the weaker stuff behind, the British could then counterattack, then mop up and actually pick up more points. For the British, points are scored nice and straightforward for them. It is kill points. Instead of 1 point, it is 2 points for every kill. So for the Allied forces here, just blunt and destroy the enemy attack, and they will pick up a victory. So that's it, we're ready to go. German first wave preparing to come onto the board. We're going to go on to the first turn of the game. This is the direction of their attack. We're going to see if we can break through the British lines. First turn of the game coming up next. Right, so we're on turn 1. Preliminary bombardment did go ahead. Dangerous enough here, we're really pinning down some units. We're using these red blobs to represent pins. Rolled well from a German point of view. Infantry squads taking 2 pins each. Officer guns taking 2 pins each. And a casualty on this one. Doesn't force morale check though, it's not enough casualties. Dingo 1 pin, 2 pins on the Matilda. 2 pins on the forward observer for the artillery. 1 pin on the Vickers. Question we have here, we've said no, but you can let us know in the comment section, and by all means throughout any of our games, give us rules corrections and leave your feedback, because we can then build on our knowledge of bolt action. But we've said the observers are part of the artillery unit, which technically I think they are in the rules, so we haven't included those in the barrage. It kind of makes sense that they could be hit, but going by the rules, we're going to say that they are part of that unit and the casualty's been across there. And Aaron obviously would choose to put a casualty on the gun and not lose his observer. So we've left those out of the bombardment. We reckon that's correct, but do let us know in the comments section below if you think otherwise. Okay, so turn 1, order dice drawn. First wave here for the Germans coming on. 2 dice for them, so I've done run orders, so 12-inch move here with 2 Hare infantry squads. Some more dice being drawn. Aaron's drawn a couple of others, but just whilst we're across this side of the board, a run move here for the German officer, just to sandwich in between the two infantry squads. I've also put a down order on the infantry squad inside the half track of the board. And then Aaron's activated this squad of infantry, and they've pushed forwards towards the hedgerow. And then the Matilda's just been activated, and she has moved up the road. How fast does that thing move?
It's slow.
Slow.
6.
Yeah, he's going to do a run move. So you can go advance 6 or run a total of 12. Okay. So are the British in a panic?
No.
Okay. It's all right. I brought another infantry squad on here. There's a lot of rapid manoeuvring going on here. This game's picking up pace quick enough. So our commanders, I've already called out Von Tonks as the commander for my Panzer IIs, my armoured platoon, and then Aaron's going to allocate Chris Hutchins, one of the supporters, the top level supporters on Patreon, onto the Dingo, across there. Okay, so he's on the command vehicle here for this game. So we've got a supporter on either side. You can support us through Patreon. We're able to bring you these battle reports through the support that we get. So link below for Patreon. There's 3 tiers, or you can get more involved with the channel, join us on WhatsApp and so on. But you can pick your level of support. We've actually got supporters down all 3 of the tiers that are available. And this whole project of doing this historical channel is going to be fan driven. So if you believe in what we're doing, want to support us at any tier, any level, it's greatly appreciated. It means we can keep the content coming, expand out. We do have some plans for the future. But we need your help. So link below, you can support us through the Patreon page. We'll press on here with this German attack. All right, so 3 dice drawn for the Germans, and here they come. So Panzers have turned up here with the infantry. So a major swing on the right-hand side for the Germans. They've found a gap in the lines across here. We'll attempt to push through. So Aaron's, I'm sure he's got a pretty good indication here for the direction of this German attack. So just done a move here, brought on the anti-tank gun, setting up position. It's a great view across the board, but just realised it may attract some attention from Aaron's artillery over in that corner. Also, a sniper's arrived, turning up just here, burying himself inside the hedge with a view either direction. He's on his own though. We'll see how well he copes against potential British infantry advances. And for yourself, Aaron, across the other side?
Well, I haven't pulled many dice yet, so I'm still considering. I think I'm going to do a snap to action with this officer here.
Okay. So it's disruptive enough, these preliminary bombardments. Aaron's, we've brought on a half track across here. It's bombed up the road, taking the risk. Aaron's then gone snap to action on his artillery. Officers passed and cleared his pin. The gun on my left has passed and cleared a pin, but failed on the other and gone down. Failed on the infantry squad, if I haven't mentioned it already, they've gone down. Keeping their pins and not able to move. So there's certainly been some real disruption with this preliminary bombardment, and it makes sense now that Aaron's kept a good chunk of his force off the board. So 1 gun to shoot, and he's got a few targets here. We'll see what he decides to do. All right, he doesn't like this thing moving up the board so quick, so Hannemeg it is. One's a miss. The shot comes whizzing past here. Okay. First shot of the day, though.
It is.
Okay. So a few more activations taking place. We're actually close to finishing this first turn. German officers turned up here. That's for the artillery. And we then have artillery observer. He was there for the British. He's done a run move and gone behind the wall just over here. Aaron trying to get the right angle without being too exposed. Vickers has just made a move. I'm guessing it's going to shoot here in advance with that. And Aaron's about to do some shots with the autocannon. Same kind of weapons the Panzer IIs have.
Yeah. We're going to try and hit on a mag there.
2 shots in 5s, I believe. Oh, he's got a hit. D6 plus 2. No. D2 pin, I believe. And 2 pins. So we've got Panzer I's bombing onto the ball. This one's shot right up the road to here. This one's on advance. I'm going to put some shots through the gap and into those infantry. They are already down, but just going to see if I can get a pin on them would be handy. 1 hit. They're equipped with MMGs, so it should be 6 shots halved, plus 1 for Hitler's buzzsaw. It should be 8 shots. I've done 6. I'm going to roll a couple more. There's another one. So there's 2 hits have come through. I'm going to try and wound on 4s. And we get a wound comes through. and a
am
cover
down.
save and down. So 3 up, I reckon, on that one. No, okay, so 1 casualty comes through and 1 pin. Okay, air observers come on here for the Germans. Quite pivotal, this one. He set himself up here with a good view across this direction. Aaron's reacted with his last unit, the Daimler Dingo, and he's going to put some shots. He can actually position. He's actually positioned him so he can see down here and shoot at the air observer.
So he has an LMG. 2 shots.
2 hits. Typical. Force to wound. 1 comes through. Soft cover is a 5 up to block. And we do. Oof. Okay, but we do take a pin. So that's the end of the turn. Turn 1 complete. Obvious where the German attack is coming now. They're swinging around on the right-hand side with both infantry and tanks. A few distraction type units pushing up the board in the middle. A lone sniper sneaks up on the left-hand side. Then for the British, disrupted by the preliminary bombardment, they have begun their response against this German attacks. Infantry struggling to get forwards as a whole, struggling for targets here with the artillery. The lone Matilda moves up, continues to move up the road here. Daimler Dingo in position. Vickers has begun to engage, and an empty flank here, save for a few artillery observers. But that could all change. Aaron has declared that everything's going in reserve here, so these units, if they can arrive, I think it's a order test -1 to bring them on. So should see most of those units start to arrive on turn 2. Things are really going to heat up here as we go into the second turn of the game coming up next. Right, turn 2. Aaron can draw the dice.
First dice is British.
British. Okay, that's quite an important draw, that one. Aaron can choose a unit to kick things off here on turn 2. Interesting. Yeah, Aaron can go ahead and do this test.
7.
Pass. Clear pins. Okay, so what he's done is he's chosen the Daimler, it's a command vehicle. You can issue snap to action over onto the Matilda. So both of these vehicles are now available.
So first thing we'll do the Dingo is going to shoot against your air observer down there.
I'm going to not go down. 2 hits. Force to wound. It's very accurate firepower. No wounds though. We take a pin. Okay. Next up, the Matilda has been issued with a fire order.
Going to take a shot at
the lead Panzer one.
Lead Panzer one there.
Okay, you can turn the turret with sound effects if you want to. No, leave that for James.
Yeah, that's James's forte.
Okay.
You know, it's very well silent turret.
Okay. Oh, it's a plum hit. Uh-oh, trouble. Trouble. Yeah.
Okay. Come on.
A 3. We'll check it. Maybe not enough. Yeah, a 3 plus 2 for his pen. I reckon even with side, it's not going to be enough. And Aaron's rolled his pins. It's 2 pins. The Panzer 1 taking a hit, but it's still operational. So Aaron on the move with his infantry across the other side. If you like the look of the Germans, we do have a painting tutorial for these live on the channel. That one's been done. The plans to do the vehicles as well, but we'll zoom in here. If you like the look of these, I'll try to do them as accurately as possible. Then do check out the tutorial on the channel. You'll see it there in the painting tutorial section, just to guide you through that process. Go through the basing as well as covered in that video. The plan is to do one for the German vehicles as well. Nice straightforward colour scheme for that as well. So infantry squad here, check the range. Now they don't get their extra roll for one man for every 3 borders get an extra shot. It's only on ambush or fire orders, right? So just regular shooting. We've put the LMG shots in with it. It's all on the same profile.
So 5s.
So 5 for hits. 2. I've reacted, by the way, by going down, just trying to keep him alive. 4s for wounds.
Just a 1.
1 wound comes through. I'm going to try and save on a 3+, which we do. And we still take 1 pin. So giving him a pin marker here, but we've survived with the sniper. Aaron's drawn a dice, snap to action, crosshair with the officers. He's going to activate the officer and the guns. So bear in mind the overall scenario here. Germans are trying to establish a decent breakthrough. And you can imagine the scenario, it's an envelopment, is the name of the scenario. So you can imagine perhaps the majority of the British force over to the right or to the left. And the Germans seeking to break through and wrap around the enemy position. Or the main enemy force, and then Aaron's defensive line trying to stop them from doing that. So I'm expecting a pretty intense game here, actually, as the Germans try to break through. As mentioned already, if we just try and drive off the road a number of units and leave the weaker stuff behind, the British could go on the counter-attack and then pick up lots of kill points. The Germans need to establish a strong breakthrough somewhere along the line, escort a number of units off the board, and that'll be a victory for them. Or if our attack is blunted and we lose enough units, then Aaron can pick up a victory against the Germans. So artillery, here it comes.
Okay, so first of all we need to do our order test here.
Yeah, so just capture this here.
It's an 8, 9, 10.
The officer, yeah, so lose 1 pin and they're good to go.
Right, so they're going to take a direct AP shot.
Across there, interesting. Okay, Panzer 1 again attracts attention here. 4 is a hit.
Yeah.
Oh, less 1 for pin.
1 for pin, so it's 5. So
no, base of 4. You haven't moved.
Yeah.
4 becomes a 5 for your pin.
Yeah.
You're firing an AP shot though.
Right.
Isn't it? They can choose to fire AP.
Yes. They can.
Yes. So I think you get it.
Okay.
You've just about hit.
Okay.
Try and pin. Try and penetrate.
3.
3 plus light is 7. Which I think could be superficial. So I reckon it's a pin. Aaron's roll is 7, -1, 24-inch range just sits here. So it's just short for the for keeping the full effect. So it's -1, drops me to a 6. We just take pins, which is 1 pin coming through. Narrowly escaped some superficial damage on that Panzer 1. But they're doing their job. They're proving to be a distraction here for the British forces so far. So the next gun, can't see him for now, but you can see across here. Shot at the Hanomag last time. It's going to fire at the door knocker here, the light anti-tank gun for the Germans. Just tucked in here. I don't know why Aaron would want to shoot at him, but okay, go ahead. Missed, and that's it. Okay. So German dice has finally come up. I'm going to put it onto this officer here. A little bit of discussion about the rules. We've moved on, made a decision on this one. So I'd love to have activated these. But we reckon the distance, the 6-inch range, is measured from the officer model, not the unit. If you measure from the unit, then this model would be within 6. If you measure from the model, it would be him, the officer himself. I reckon it is the officer himself. It kind of words it that way in the rules. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. In which case, they're too far away to be activated with U-Men snap to action because I wanted to use their morale and to get them involved. But I'm going to leave it, and we're going to activate a number of units here with the officer. So move's done. We've gone, doesn't look too pretty, but we've gone into the hedge with these units, actually into it, not the other side. So 1 squad here, 1 squad here. So this has been fully occupied now by those German infantry squads. With the officer across to get the better morale now on the air observer. and then we've gone into ambush. There's no real targets for us yet with him, so we've gone into ambush with the light anti-tank gun. So, thankfully for the Germans, the order dice did come through for them. The next dice drawn, so we put it straight onto the air observer. We passed morale, issued a fire order, and then we've air observed over against the artillery unit on the inside, so the one on the right. That's been done. We believe the rules kick off next turn for that. Start rolling up dice to see if the airstrike comes in. Aaron's activated his artillery observer. Remember the man just around the corner over there? You can see through to this squad, and he's put the marker just in there. So for mine, I had 4+. On following turns, the aircraft will come in, and then Aaron's fire order, but again, next turn potentially comes in. Okay. Vickers, going to fire at the Hanomag. Here it comes. That's 2 hits. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I think that's a 5. You're good. Yeah. So 2 5s. Is fighting as a light anti-tank gun? No.
No, it's an autocannon.
So +2s. So 7s. 7. I wonder if that's enough. Yeah, it is a set. We are a value of 7. Tough enough against a lighter caliber weapon. So immediately it's going to be 2d2 pins. That's for sure. So a ton of pins are going to come through. Okay, 2 pins. So up to 4. And then 2 dice on the superficial damage.
First one is 3.
3, yeah.
Second one is a 5.
So Aaron rolled a 3, which is an immobilized, take an extra pin. A 3 came through as well, which is turret jammed. We don't have a turret, so we've taken an additional pin. And then with no turret, steering compromised, but we're wrecked anyway. Not wrecked, but we're immobilized, which we've marked there, just with a bit of puff there around that vehicle. So it has taken, I thought superficial, it's not going to be too bad, but we really have taken heavy damage, loads of pins, and immobilized for the rest of the game. So the half track's taken a beating for sure. Okay, a few things taking place. Panzer 1's across here. Managed to rally him just about. When you rally, you clear all the pins, but there's no further action from him. This one's veered to the left and through the gap, and then shot point blank into the infantry, catching them out. Only brought down one of them though, and a pin caused against those. Another German dice has come up. Officer snap to action. We're activating here, 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 and then one vehicle's already pushed forwards. For Germans, you get 2 orders. Other than your unit, issue 2 orders, and then +1 is one of the special rules for the Germans. So 1 tank's made an advance move, Panzer 2, and we're going to put some shots into that Vickers. So 2 shots, steam 5s. 1 hit comes through. With frontal armor, we've discussed this already. 4 + 2 is, I'm presuming you're a 7. Okay, pins only. And it's going to be a 1 pin. So we've seen that vehicle move round and fire. The other 2 that I've bombed right round to the right-hand side because, just remembered, there is an artillery marker just there to come in. Half a chance of it arriving next turn. I don't want to get caught in artillery. It's happened before, and it's painful and disruptive. So we've bombed along here. Von Tonk senses perhaps artillery's coming in. So he's headed off across in that direction. In fact, he is furthest forwards now in the army here. Well done to Von Tonks. Infantry, the officers shifted across to the right-hand side, again, just trying to avoid the artillery that potentially could come down. It could either arrive, not arrive, move, and so on, but it's very disruptive. But I can't complain, we're doing the same with Stukas and so on. So next dice drawn is for the British. I think Aaron's down to using dice on reserves now to bring those on. So it'll be an order test, -1, to start bringing on individual units. So we've actually cleared the dice, but final activation is taking place. Artillery is pushed forward to this corner just to lend some firepower support on this left-hand side. A rally order on the Hanomag cleared all the pins, but no further action from that. We reckon the crew inside also take the pins that's received by the vehicle, which makes sense as they're rattled by the damage coming through. So done a rally order on the infantry squad inside as well to clear their pins also. And then infantry squad's pushed up along here with a run order. And then just around the other side of the table, plenty of Aaron's reserves have arrived. Hardly see them from where we are, but there's loads have arrived here. So 2 heavy machine guns across here, medium machine guns. Yeah, rifle. HQ arriving just here. It's this hedgerow. Behind it is infantry squads. Aaron's not occupied the hedgerow here. I think he's waiting for the artillery potentially to come down to help pin and clear the Germans, and then potentially an infantry assault. Problem is, the place is swarming with panzers here at this stage, so tricky one for the British for sure. end of turn. Everything's complete. So we're going to go on to the third turn of the game, heading towards the middle stage. Again, the first dice drawn is going to be quite crucial. Here to see what takes place, potential airstrikes, artillery barrages to come down as the battle further escalates. Okay, 4+ for Aaron's artillery barrage here at the start of turn 3.
Yeah, well, 4+ to start doing some damage.
No.
Miscalculation.
Uh-oh.
So move the aiming point 3d6 in a random direction and immediately resolve an artillery barrage as described.
Oh, it does go ahead.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Interesting.
Good.
Right, 3d6, and we can use the old 40k scatter dice for this one. We could stay within the realm of Warlord here. With their order dice has an arrow on it, so good thinking.
So 3d6.
Oh, weird, this could go anywhere. Oh, that's extreme. Aaron's rolled a 16.
Okay, and just will take a
Random dice.
Come on.
It's going along the line. It's heading across 16 inches. It's going to land around here somewhere. Ugh. So, bit of explaining to do. We've had to backtrack a little bit as well, just checking the rolls as we've gone along. So, landed here. Then Aaron rolls individually for each unit within range. Aaron rolled a 3, which gave him a 9-inch diameter. So none of his units caught out with this one. This squad was hit and took just 1 pin. Hanomag was hit and I think he rolled a 6, so it was like an indirect fire hit with a heavy howitzer. Yeah. Penetrated, it was catastrophic damage. It's rolling 2 dice and it's popped it. So that vehicle's now been destroyed. But as we checked the rules, a transport vehicle that suffers an immobilized result counts as an immediate destroyed of the vehicle itself. And also for the infantry squad inside, they're immediately forced to disembark. So last time we would have disembarked, I would have gone ahead and done my rally order on them, clearing the pins. But they then became the possible target for this artillery strike, which did hit them, and Aaron caused 3 pins. So I reckon that's all been correctly resolved. Hanomag's been destroyed, infantry disembarking, clearing their pins, and then being struck again by the artillery round coming through. Okay, there's further rules on top of this. It says that if you disembark from a destroyed transport, you take D6 hits. And just checking deeper into the rules. Rolled really well. Took out 4 of the models there as well. And I reckon because we've been hit, we take an extra pin. By all means, this is open to discussion in the comments section, but I'd love to hear back from you. We're reading the comments as they come in, and then we're applying the rules corrections as we go along. Tricky one. This one, multiple rules all stacked up. Looks realistic though. Hanomag, it's been the #1 target here in this game. It's been struck by everything in this battle, and the tattered infantry squad has disembarked, but they're in a serious state at this stage. Turn 3 continues. Meow. Nope. You're okay. No air support this turn. We'll press on here with some activations. Sensing the swing of the dial here, the momentum swinging in the British favour, decent enough. It wasn't on target, but actually turned out quite well for the British across here with the artillery barrage coming down here. A dice has been drawn as well, so Aaron is free now to activate somewhere on the board with one of his units, or go for a snap to action and get multiple units on the move. All right, so he's gone snap to action here. So you're saying it's him plus one other.
Plus one other.
It's less for command vehicles. Okay, so the Dingo's gone across here. It's a nice trinity he's got set up. Command vehicle in the middle, and then the light armor. It's a common combo, isn't it? Bolt action, armored car of some kind plus tank. Matilda's halting, turning the turret, and is going to shoot at Von Tonks across here. And all of this being orchestrated by Commander Hutchings inside the Dingo.
Okay, so Matilda first of all.
Not AP, so it's a 4+.
Yeah.
It's whole facing we're playing. If it's just a 1. You missed. Okay. The Dingo's a fire order.
Shoot into your decimal unit there.
Okay. We'll try and absorb it, but
2 shots.
2 hits. Force to wind. No wounds, but another pin. Artillery observer, he's got it in, he's there, and he's on his second fire order, and he's put the marker just there. That's a real pain, that is, for the Germans, as Aaron seeks to disrupt their attacks. Okay, moving on to the next activation. German dice activating point blank range. Aaron immediately going down. 2s, starting on 4s, +2 for point blank. 4s to wound. 3 saves of 5+. They really have been caught out there by that Panzer one. They're a menace.
2 kills.
Blocked 1, yeah. 2 slain from that squad, plus a pin on those. Panzer one activating whilst we can, because they're going to attract attention. They're a menace, these two. We're going to fire across against the artillery. Aaron's going to take it. He's got gun shield to give him some protection. 5s for hits on the move. So take a pin. That's one of the main things we're looking for. 4s to wound. Oh, 3 wounds coming through. I reckon it's 5 ups for the gun shield.
Nope, gun is
Gun's gone. Okay, crew remote. Yes, so we'll put a marker on that, but they can be recrewed. German dice coming up. Ambush on this squad. Ambush on this squad. Here as well. The next is a British dice that's been drawn. Aaron's activated the Vickers. Just about passing morale thanks to the Dingo. And he's going to shoot. Again, one hit comes through. 4 and 2, so no, it's just going to be pins of D2.
D2 pins, 2 pins.
Just capturing some crucial dice rolls here. So in the corner, artillery going after the Panzer 1. You can stop him, it'll be a massive help. 4s for a hit. Missed. Okay, press on. Saying Aaron's the frustration that Aaron has is like a genuine historical experience what the Allies had with the Germans breaking through. Actually, researched in the war, the British, the French especially, had more tanks than the Germans, but they spread theirs out across their units, whereas the Germans were able to concentrate into these panzer divisions and apply so much force in a certain area. So the British have got their tanks, the French have theirs, but they're spread out all across the lines, whereas the Germans can concentrate in one area, and so able to apply that force. And I think it's playing out here in this scenario. Aaron wishes he had a couple more Matildas, for example, to take on these Germans, but just has the one. And the games we've played so far, which has been a good number, every game it's having to choose which way to go. It's spoilt for choice for targets. Just too many of them is the problem. So, officer snap to action. He's moved up, activated his infantry squad. They've pushed through. Aaron determined to continue pushing through here. Firepower then across against the sniper, and 4 hits coming through, went down, saved 3, 1 wound comes through. So just the regular man slain. I've got to do a morale check.
Oh, okay, so you're out.
Yeah. Ooh. That's busted on morale. There's 2 pins on them as well, so the sniper team's gone. For them, the war is over. German dice, Von Tonks pivots and starts to move up the road. We'll go into the Vickers with 1 hit. 4 and 2, 6. Side armor 7. So a 4 rolled, which is engine damage. It drops to slow on the Vickers. 2 pins taken, and then an extra pin for the superficial damage result. So good shooting from Von Tonks. He remains the furthest forwards of all the German units. Mortar teams refusing to come on, and then They've got their own motives. And then across the other side of the hedge, point them out. Who went into ambush? Someone did.
The medium machine gun.
Medium machine gun. Okay, it looks, getting the impression Aaron's refusing to push through that hedge at this stage, at least. Perhaps waiting for the second artillery barrage to come down before he makes his moves. Von Tonk's receiving some support. Second Panzer's moved up behind him. Look after the Dingo. 2 shots. Missed with those 2. So a few more German activations. Well, sort of. The officer moved through with a run move to try and rally the tank, or not to rally, to help with our orders, which we then failed and reversed and gone down with him. And then infantry squad across here has done an advanced move and then shot and put a pin. You can do that on open-topped armoured cars, so 1 pin onto the Daimler. A few German dice been activated here. We've relocated the gun, so it's got a bit of an angle for shooting, and then the air observer unit, they've used up their ability, but they can become regular observers in the game, so I've moved them out to the fence line with a view across in this direction for future observations. Aaron Dice has been consistently drawing and then going into ambush of units across the other side of the fence. That's pretty much the end of the turn. We rallied here on this squad, haven't been able to do anything, just tucking these into here, and that's pretty much it. Aaron's last remaining dice, just putting units into ambush across the other side of the hedge. Every game of bolt action we've played on 6x4 board, and it's just, you've got such dynamic missions taking place for each of the battles that we've done. This one's certainly unique here. Germans meeting, or getting to the hedge line across here. German panzers breaking through the hedgerow at this point, swinging to their left with their firepower to engage British units there in the middle. Aaron's got his armoured units across here, which are now engaging with the German units. Plenty of infantry, but deciding to keep them behind the obscuring hedgerows, for now at least. German panzers being an absolute menace across this side of the board against the British infantry, but also starting to penetrate through and go after British artillery. So a headache for the Allies here in this game. The German breakthrough not yet established, though, at this stage. Aaron's destroyed a sniper team. He's got 2 points on the board for that. Currently, an unmanned counts as destroyed artillery piece across the other side. So points coming through is low at the moment. The real killing, I think, is yet to begin. But units for both sides are now in the kill zone positions here. There's a lot of stuff geared up for a lot of firepower to take place, especially in this sort of L shape across here. It could be here that the battle is decided. We'll go on to turn 4 next. Right, turn 4, 2 things. Second barrage coming down. We'll be polite here and let the Allies roll first.
4.
4, that's probably good.
Yeah, it's fire for effect. So
okay, I'll roll for my airstrike as well. Oh, a 5. I think we hear the rumble of German aircraft overhead. Right, so Aaron's roll a 6. So maximum, he's maxed out on the radius of this one. It's going to catch everything, including that tank across there. Von Tonks escapes. It's going to catch that squad. The battered squad across the hill will escape. But roll up damage here. It's mostly going to be pins and then some hits coming through as well. So we've gone ahead and resolved all of this. Pins coming through as expected. More pins on here. So there's 5 now on this Panzer II. Escaping with these infantry. Just to clarify, we kept those in ambush from last turn. So 1, 2 of these squads took a pin each. Just a pin on the officer. 3 pins on the road. And then 5 pins in total on the Panzer II. It took 2 penetrating hits, but Aaron rolled. It was catastrophic damage, but Aaron rolled 2 2s. So immobilised. And do you know what? I'm going to check the rules here. I took 1 immobilised result. And then really, technically, I took another. I think there's a knock-on effect with that. Yeah, we've gone for destroyed result on that one. I reckon it takes the first result, which is immobilised, and then the rules say if a second immobilised is taken, it counts as knocked out. So Panzer II destroyed. Von Tonks's wingman is no more. We'll press on now. We can hear the engines rolling. Some kind of aircraft is closing in. We've allocated our target across there previously. And then here's the aircraft here. I just love the look of this on the board. Aaron doesn't like it, but we'll roll up here and see what kind of aircraft comes in. So I reckon we've resolved this correctly. So the process we've done is that's the original target. Now it's decrewed, but we reckon not destroyed. It's destroyed if an enemy unit passes within range of it. There's rules for that, and the model's removed from play, but it actually counts as just a decrewed gun at this stage, which means it's alive, which means the attack goes ahead. If it was fully destroyed, the plane would just fly over the top and the attack ceases. We then, you put a marker 18 inches away, which we put it there, just in between the trees. So we caught the Matilda, put 2 pins on that, and then a heavy howitzer hit on the gun itself. No pins being added onto that, but we did overlap onto the officer. Hit him with a further 3 pins and killed the man standing next to him as well. So damage-wise, not too much, but disruption, it's over in that corner for sure. It's been a hostile place over there for the artillery in this game. Both sides using as much disruption as possible with off-board support. We'll press on here with the turn. Okay, we've just had a big discussion about the rules. Not an argument, but just we've really gone through the rules carefully on this one. We're talking about and by all means, we'd love to hear from the comment section below on this one. So we're talking about the light autocannon here from Von Tonks's tank. So we had been previously firing it as a light autocannon or light automatic cannon, and we're going straight to HE, giving us pen +1. I reckon that's not the case. What you have here is a light automatic cannon with the option of going for AP or HE. The options is to go for either or. If you go down the route of AP rounds, then you'll be given armor pen of +2. You also tap into the bonuses across here for point blank range, for example. Alternatively, if you're up against an infantry target, you can choose to fire HE, in which case you'll go across to here, which will give you pen +1, and then add D2 pins, and then hits against buildings and so on. Similar to, for example, it talks about light anti-tank guns. You can go for pen +4 if you go for AP, or if you go for HE, it's 1-inch template and so on and so forth. Now, there's some weapons where you cannot have the option of firing either or. For example, the regular, let's go for a light howitzer. This one here, for example, this German field gun is a light howitzer, 75mm. We look it up, and it's straight to HE. There is no AP option on this one. And then we go straight to here for our firepower. So I think that's the way it works. Aaron's field guns, for example, he's paid the points to give them AP shells as well as HE, which means they can go to either, what are you, a light howitzer again?
Yeah.
So they can go for light howitzer, or with Aaron's upgrade, he can go to AP, in which case you'll count as a light anti-tank gun, right? In which case you'll go to this profile across here, which gives you the option of a higher pen, +4, I believe, for that. So I reckon that's the way it works. Do correct us if you think we're wrong in the comment section below. Very interesting discussion taking place. In which case, just opens up the rules for a few other things. Von Tonks will fire. He'll fire his 2 shots. He'll choose to go for AP rounds, which means we'll partake of the pen +2. It means we can also partake in the pen +1 for point blank range. And then point blank fire is 4s to hit becomes 2s to hit. We moved 3s. 1 hit, 1 miss. Pen plus 3. It's a 1. Because we've fired AP, it's not D2 pins, it's 1 pin. Okay, I think we're on the right track here. Activating Germans, firing across here, point blank range. I got 6 hits against this squad, but Aaron went down, thankfully, and then absorbed 4 of those with cover, so 2 slain. But that squad's... You have to lose half on half of the current squad, so that's not enough to force morale. Pin taken. Aaron's gone snap to action, cleared all pins on the officer, and then he's gone with the gun, passed his order test, and will shoot across here. So Aaron's going to select AP, so you're going to be forced to hit +1 because it's a fire order on a stationary unit firing AP. So 3s, -1 for your pin is a 4. Got the hit just about.
Okay. Come on.
A high roll. 5s and 6s are good.
Come on.
You got a 5.
Okay.
So 5 + 2 is 7. You fired AP, but there's no further bonuses to pick up, so it's a straight up 7, which is superficial.
Okay.
Which would be a pin plus a 5. Yeah, it's immobilised. Absolute tragedy, that Panzer 1. So imagine the tracks being wrecked. 2 pins total being taken as well. Good result for the howitzer as it desperately fights on. And it's going to go for a fire order on that Vickers. I reckon I need a 7 here because of the pins.
No.
10, doesn't like it.
No.
Got a bad feeling he might just not like it so much that he's about to leave the scene.
No, because he's slow now. Remember?
Because I damaged him.
His engine, so he only goes 3.
3! Okay, he backs off slightly. I think shocked at the Von Tonks appearing around the corners has forced him to go back. And he goes down. Okay, backing off with the armour. So a string of British dice drawn. Aaron's just gone into ambush, saying that along that hedgerow, the British are holding the lines. That's fine because it's going to, if they weren't there, the Germans would just be making a dash off the board to win the game nice and easily. So it's making it tricky for us now. We've activated the officer. We've just stepped him back to get our 6-inch. So we can't pre-measure this. We reckon we've got comfortably in 6 inches to try and help that tank. When it tries to rally or move off, we'll see. It's a shame he's lagging behind. Von Tonk's very much on his own and still the furthest forwards on the board. We'll press on with some more activations. Actually, this one. Pivot and shot across there against infantry moving out of the hedge, but we missed. So we've gone with officer snap to action across here. So he's bombed it up here 12 inches. Activated the air observers, which they can count as a small unit and also as observers for artillery. We've got them out of trouble, hopefully. Push them up behind the hedge. And the anti-tank gun we've relocated. Dangerous enough. We've got better targets, but obviously we can be shot at, and there's the danger of the infantry squad across here. But we've relocated to try and get the anti-tank gun into action. So tried to rally the tank and failed. No, we tried to give an order to the tank with the officer nearby, but still failed and then backed up. That is a disaster with him. It's now very much out of the fight for a good while. A rally order on those infantry passed. They've cleared all of their pins. But Germans are being held up here for sure. The artillery has really helped you out. Plus the deterrent of the infantry behind that hedge. So end of turn wrapped up pretty quick. Busted on morale on these. No. Fubar, didn't I?
Fubar, yeah.
Yeah, Fubar on these and rolled a panic. So just 12-inch move running across this direction. I can forgive them for that. They've been through a particularly nasty game, this one. Clattered and smashed around inside the Hannah Mag. Forced to disembark and then hit by artillery as well. So they have decided to fall back in this direction. We can try and rally them later on, but for now, they've elected to fall back. And that was despite the officer getting in range to try and rally them, but they've ignored his orders and are heading back anyway. And that's about it here. I think we've covered that already. A rally order on those troops across there. And that's everything allocated. We tried to shoot with the immobilised vehicle, but failed and just goes down. So keeping its pins and out of action. Sensing, not fully blunted, but certainly the sharp edge of this German attack has been taken away by the British. All Aaron's got to do is stop us from breaking through, getting into his deployment zone and getting off the board with a number of units. If he can do that, the Allies will win here and this German attack will fail. Looks like the later turns, 5 and 6, maybe 7, going to prove crucial here to decide the way this game goes. We're going to go on to turn 5 next, pushing into the later stages of this battle. Right, so on turn 5, Aaron's dice has been drawn, activated that wretched dingo again, gave snap to action on the Matilda, rolled a double 1, cleared all pins, and is now going to do a fire order on Von Tonks.
Okay.
This could be glorious. It's HE though is the problem.
4.
Missed. DOS. Okay, we'll press on. British dice came up, cleared all pins with a rally on the Vickers. German dice comes up. Let's come up. And we're going to go for AP into the Dingo. Nothing you can do about this, is there? Just going to roll up. Nice plum hit. D6 plus 4. We'll check our range. It could be range 24, so we don't lose any minus. I'm just going to roll here, see what we get. A 3. It's actually a heavy armoured car, in which case it's value of 8, and we rolled a 7. It's just a pin comes through with the door knocker. So more activations taking place with this infantry squad. Advance, move. Fired here very effectively. Killed 2 crew, just 1 left, and a pin. And then Aaron's gun's been activated. AP shot. Well, have you been activated yet?
Yes, I have. I passed the order test, removed a pin marker. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a
4 again.
4 again, yeah.
Yeah. Trying to finish off this Panzer one. Another hit. Oh, no.
Okay. Come on. 5 or 6. It's a 3.
3. So no, and another pin because you fired AP.
Yep.
So pressing on, activated the gun. I had to do a morale check, by the way, because we took casualties earlier, or too many casualties earlier, and we passed that. Then passed our order dice and took away the pin. Did a fire order against these and missed again with those. And at Aaron's, no squad's gone into ambush yet across the other side. Aaron's, it's interesting because I've got this squad that stayed in ambush. I've got this squad across here that stayed in ambush with those as well. So it's kind of whether, as soon as he crosses that hedge, he's going to be shot at, basically. Right, some more all dice coming through for the Allies. It's finally got the mortar on. It's the last of Aaron's reserves to arrive. And then some down dice and officers and units there at the back. It's activated Von Tonks across the other side, so gone to an advance move with him. I could have bombed it off the ball to pick up points. Might regret not doing that. But we've instead nobly decided to stay on, and must point out once more that he's the furthest point of the German advance. So I'm going to put 2 shots point blank into the side of the Vickers, needing 3s. 2 2s, no! Missed. So we've pressed ahead, rounded off the turn. It's officer moving up here. Infantry squad, we moved across to get in range of those. But then gave these an advance, which they passed. Lost a pin. Shot across here and totally missed. Air observer units ran. Infantry squad ran. They're going to try and make a move towards the edge of the board. It's desperate stuff here. It's a very, very narrow corridor we've got at the moment for the Germans. Panzer 1, though, across here. Pivot, turn, back through the entrance and cut down half the squad, which forced morale, which they passed, but half of that front squad brought down. Tried to go for rally across here and failed, so went down with the other immobilised Panzer 1. Turn 5 comes to an end here. Battle's still on, for sure. It's not decided either way. Certainly not been an easy advance, though, for the Germans. Turn 6 next? Mm-hmm. Okay. Turn 6, it's a British order dice. I'd love to read his mind, what he's planning to do. We'll maybe have a chat about this once the game is over. Does he spring his ambush? Does he spring his attack or not? I've kept these 2 squads in ambush across here. They have fingers on the trigger. I'm telling you now, they are watching that hedge line like hawks here to see if any British units decide to emerge. Across this dangerous open ground across here. The conundrum for Aaron is the advancing German infantry. You can see them moving up the road, trying to head off the edge of the board. Von Tonks waving them on, telling them the coast is clear. Whether they believe them or not, we'll have to see. You've got an air observer unit just crouching down by the burnt-out Kuba wagon as well. It's been difficult for the Germans. Hanomag would have been a great unit to advance units off the board. Well, hang on a second. I'm just saying. Hanomag plus unit inside, if I took them off the table, it would have been like a 6-point grab. Ooh, Aaron was right to zero in on that thing, because there was a lot of points inside that, potentially.
Pivot like that.
Yeah, pivot and shoot with the Dingo. Snap to action on the Matilda for a fire order. I'm guessing Von Tonks.
No, he's going to coaxial machine gun these guys.
Oh, vicious. Okay, machine gun shots into the advancing infantry. Aaron playing tactically here.
Just have to do an order test on the Dingo actually first.
Yeah. 11. Maybe not.
No.
Just goes down then with him.
Okay.
Oh, that's pivotal. That's been fouled, which means he can't then activate the Matilda, and the Dingo goes down just at that critical point when he was needed for that firepower against the infantry squad. Okay, a vision of what could have happened, but morale just not quite there for the Dingo. Okay, it's going to be MMG shots. It's still going to come from the Matilda. Aaron's just drawn another British dice into my infantry squad. I've got to ignore it. I don't have to, but I will. And he's got 2 hits. And forced to wound. Yeah, wounds, a pin taken. All right, the Vickers is still alive. He's going to shoot into the rear end of Von Tonks.
He's going to use his AP.
Fine.
Another cannon.
2 shots.
Hasn't moved.
In 2s. Oh, no. 1 hit, 1 miss.
Right.
You've got to. This is it. This is the closest range you can get without touching the vehicle. And its most vulnerable point on the 3 plus 2 plus rear armor. 7 point blank. 8 pen. 4 ups. Von Tonks meets his end. I thought we had that light vehicle. Oh, it's blown up. He's rolled a 6. Target destroyed. The tip of the German spear has now well and truly been blunted. This attack could all fail now. Just about by an absolute whisker here. The lead German panzer is no more. Okay, another interesting discussion. It's Aaron's fault. He's decided to move into the hedge here. So the infantry squad's been activated with an advance move. So for ambush, this squad across here, it says that you can interrupt, so I can interrupt at any point before Aaron moves, which I couldn't do, during his move. So for example, if you have a enemy vehicle cross your path, but then disappear, you can ambush it part of the way through the move, which is very good. Or you can fire at the end of the move. So I've gone partly through Aaron's move or after he's finished moving. Either way, I've activated them. We're then talking about, do I have to try and activate these and do an order test to get the ambush to go ahead? We reckon the answer is no, because the ambush order is already there, in which case the rules say for ambush, you just flip the ambush over to a fire order automatically. I reckon that's the case. We'll pay the pin though for the -1 for shooting, but to get that ambush to take place, we do not need to take an order test for that. We're both quite strongly in agreement on that one, but again, you can let us know either way in the comments section. So it's interrupting Aaron. So crucially, we get to ambush before he gets to shoot, which again makes sense. So we're going to go for the LMG with Hitler's buzzsaw, and then we have, should be 6 rifles, an intact squad. Aaron's reaction there is none. He's on advance. He'll get soft though. So we're on 5s because of our pin. We get a heap of 5s. 6 hits come through. So they'll take a pin straight away. And we'll wound one of them, which will take a cover save. And not passed. Okay, but just 1 casualty and 1 pin. It's going to affect Aaron to some degree, but casualty is not as heavy as it could have been. Literally may have saved our squad up there with the pin coming through plus Aaron's move, needing 6s. He's shot down the road and 1 hit but no wound coming through. But crucially, another pin on that German squad. But you're on a snap, right?
Yeah.
So you've got other units to move. Ah, okay.
I'm going to assault you.
Wow. Fixed bayonets. We joked about this off camera, that the bayonets are fixed. And what regiment are you depicting? It's the Northumberland, is it?
That's the 50th Northumberland Division.
Wow. Okay. They love the bayonet. I'm sure they do. They don't like it up and though, Mr. Mr. Mannering. Okay. Yeah. It was at the start of the game. It was "Don't panic, don't panic" from the British, but now it's they don't like it up and. So Aaron's going to go for the assault. We'll work this one out here. We don't see them too often, but I've heard that assaults in bolt action are brutal. Okay, so Aaron's going for the assault across here. We reckon this ambush can take place. It says any type of normal move, including run. And run, an assault move is a run move. So as they come out of the hedge to engage, I'll attempt to shoot at them here. So because the squad's spread out along that line across there. Okay, so these are the shots. Would have been 4s, but 5s because of the pins. And these pins, by the way, they've been retained from. She'll take a pin and 2 hits, and no wounds coming through though. Oof, just a pin caused. Can't keep the British away from the bayonet. And as Napoleonic as it feels, historically, you could just imagine it happening. I'm just going to zoom in here. bayonets fixed to try and repulse the tip of this German assault. That is the tip of our assault, right? Because von Tonks is destroyed. This is Aaron's attempt now to officially blunt this German attack. Wow. Right, so we then... I can't react, by the way. Aaron was too close for me to try and react to him charging in. He was within 6 inches, so no time. As the British infantry spring their trap out of the hedge. We get a number of dice based on per model. So we are on 5 riflemen and the gunners. And then I believe the winner of the melee just wipes out the remainders or captures them, whatever. Drawing to wound, right? 4s.
Yeah, 4s.
Okay, here's mine. Oh, we rolled okay. 5. I think we won the melee.
You have.
We have won the melee.
So you lost 3.
So we lost 3, you've lost 5, and then potentially the rest of the unit as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I just take them all off.
Just take them all off. God damn. Just done that for everyone tuning in. Nice bayonet charge. But this time around, oh boy, there's going to be a grudge going forward to future battles. The Germans have won this close combat and stopped the British bayonet charge. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Just at the critical point in the game. Okay. We need to remove 3 of our models. Okay, so rally, not a rally, but a regroup. 2 inches we rolled up before. We've then got a German dice. I'm going to try and go for a run order off the board to try and pick up some points here, if we can pass this. And we do not. They don't like it. Maybe the bayonet charge was enough, so put them on a down order. And that German squad refuses to move. Oh, no. This game, unbelievable. Right, we'll press on. Snap to action across here. No pins and shot. Caused 1 casualty in a pin. Advanced of these. Passed morale, lost a pin, but still got 1. And managed to kill a crewman and destroy the gun across there for the light howitzer. And the infantry just in advance with the officer. So still a pain here. The firepower coming across in this direction, disrupting the German centre. So moving on, number of German dice drawn. Fresh tank across here, a bit late in the game. We've moved it up full on 18-inch move with that. Officer snapped to action. The officer then turned and ran across here with these. Infantry squad opened up, brought down infantrymen and caused a wound with their firepower. Rallied here, cleared our pin, not rally, passed our order test, cleared the pin, shot, hit. Just a pin though on the Daimler. Its armour proving too tough at this point. And then we ran with the officer, making a desperate bid to go through that gap across there if we can. Okay, end of turn. Finally, a mortar shot from the British in this game, and a hit straight away. Roll 6, zeroed in the observer just in the hedge there. 3 models slain. Good hit coming through from the medium mortar. And across here, rallied, shot and brought down 2 more riflemen and another pin. That's the end of the turn. It's half a chance it's the end of the game. Too little too late here for the Germans. The air observer units made a dash across the board as well. So 3 units poised to run off the table to pick up a lot of points for the Germans if the game continues. And we can go for a dice roll to see if the game carries on. We can use this dice across here, and Aaron can roll it if you want to. Okay. Turn 7. Do we see it or not? 4+.
It's a 2.
It's a 2. The game is over. I think we have a British victory. We have said this has been a game of twists here. We're just about to announce a German victory, actually, because of these 3 units as the game ends are in or partially within Aaron's deployment zone. They're worth 2 points per unit, 1, 2, and 3. We also picked up points for destroying Aaron's gun. It's decrewed, counts as destroyed at the end of the game. And then we also managed to destroy, there was another unit we brought down, which was
the full squad.
Full squad that bayonet assaulted, yeah. So that gave us a total, that's 1 point per unit destroyed. So that gives us a total of 8 points coming through for the Germans. But for the British, it's 2 points per enemy unit destroyed. There's 1. There's another one. We've got von Tonk sadly across the other side. There's another Panzer across there that takes us to 8. And then Aaron also managed to destroy the sniper team down across here. 2 points for 5 units is 10. So the score is 10 points to 8. Possibly more with the immobilised Panzer 1 may count towards victory points as well. Perhaps. I can't see any points anywhere else. 10 points to 8, the final score. This has been a very close game. The British have managed just about to stop the Germans. God, blood's boiling with revenge, though, to get you back next time. So we've made another step forwards here on the channel. As you can see, the terrain has come on. A lot of effort and time has been put into the terrain. It's the most frequently asked question on the channel. How do you create the terrain? Because most of it, as you can see here, is scratch built. Plan to reveal that with some tutorials going forwards. More painting tutorials planned, and bolt action battle reports, it seems, what people really want to see on the channel. So if you've enjoyed this game, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. Love to hear from you in the comments section below. Do subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, and we can send small battle reports your way is the plan. To do that, we need fan support. So massive thanks, massive shout out to those that support us already. Chris Hutchings, Michael Tonks as well. You've seen them in command of units on the board. Big thanks to the other supporters as well on the medium tier, all on the WhatsApp group, and those supporting us at the lower tier on Patreon as well. It really means we can keep the content coming, spurs us on to press forwards. We're planning to do skirmish games like this, but also branch out into historical campaigns. The one we're gearing up for at the moment is the fall of France in 1940. We're making big steps towards that, both in terrain, armies with the early war Germans. We've got a full-on 2,500 points worth, I think, of French. I just need to get those painted up to embark on that campaign. As you've seen, Aaron's got a fantastic early war British army as well, and he's been talking about expanding the force with statements such as, I need more Matildas on the board. We'll talk about units of the game next for both of these forces. So both of us quite quick to reach our conclusions. Aaron's going to give it to the artillery observer. He got his 2 rounds in right at the critical point here for the Germans. It made it difficult for us. It pinned units down, delivered pins, which affected their shooting, affected their movement, slowed stuff down. It stopped us from trying to do the breakout across here. We almost cut the British force in half. That was the plan, to attack through here, head off in this direction. A real sort of breakthrough point there for us, but we were halted just about. For the Germans, not units that are going across here, but rather here, the pair of Panzer Is, absolute menace. The British struggled to deal with them, and they were a great distracting unit over on the German left-hand side. So that's units of the game for both sides. To get your own Warlord Games and Bolt Action miniatures, the link below for the Warlord Games website. It's an affiliate link. When you use that link, it doesn't cost you anything, but it does help support us in a small way here on the channel. For 3D prints, if you like the look of the Panzer 1s and 2s, they're 3D printed by our sponsor here, Gaming Squared, so you can get those 3D prints from their eBay store, and again, link below. And also get in touch with Aaron if you want some painting commission work done. We'll leave an email address for Aaron. You can contact him directly, and again, we'll leave that for you in the comments section below. And to support the channel, it's Patreon, links below for that as well. Do keep a lookout for more bolt action games going forwards, but in this particular fight, the British have held the line against a German panzer attack. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.